World War I changed the future of women across America. Thousands of Arizona women would be part of that change. These dedicated women served in many civilian-based organizations, such as the Red Cross, the YMCA, the Salvation Army, and other service organizations both stateside and in Europe. They assisted by arranging social gatherings and a wide variety of sporting events, activities to help the soldiers forget the horrors of war. They even set up libraries as places for soldiers to relax and learn to read. Hannah C. Eggleston, a hometown girl from Phoenix, answered the call to volunteer service, joining the YMCA. She served over 12 months in the hospitals of France, tending to the medical needs of the sick and wounded. Arizona women also served as part of the large civilian support system aiding the armed forces. One of these enthusiastic women, Mildred T. Parsons of Tucson, was employed in France by the Army Quartermaster Corps. She worked as a file clerk, managing and coordinating the records for arriving and departing members of the American Expeditionary Force throughout Europe. Less than a month after the United States Naval Reserve Act of 1916 was enacted, the first female yeoman, affectionately known as yeomanettes, were sworn in. The Navy, concerned for the yeomanettes' safety in combat situations, vigorously trained them in the use of firearms, both pistols and rifles. By war's end, the Navy had enlisted 11,275 yeomanettes, and the Marines had added over 300 nurses to its ranks. Over 30 courageous women from Arizona enlisted in the United States Navy. Anna Margaret Sutton from Scottsdale was one of these brave women. Yeoman Sutton served stateside at the Navy Shipyard in Washington, D.C. and the Naval Torpedo Station in Virginia. The U.S. Army soon followed the Navy, actively recruiting women to join their ranks. By 1918, 21,480 mostly young women joined the U.S. Army Nurse Corps. More than 10,000 endured the long and treacherous Atlantic crossing to the battlefields of Europe. They manned hospitals, field first aid stations, and recovery facilities, many only a short distance from the battlefield. They endured horrendous conditions as they brought much-needed medical care and personal attention to the devastated and injured soldiers. Catherine Lazenby from Glendale served in the Army Nurse Corps and was posted to Letterman General Hospital in the Presidio of San Francisco. Nurse Lazenby spent most of her time quarantined in overcrowded and unsanitary conditions while tending to the sick and dying during the Great Influenza epidemic of 1918. Ola Mae Davis of Tucson, Catherine O'Sullivan of Douglas, and Margaret Lawless are but a few of the brave, selfless nurses from Arizona who served in hospitals and first aid stations along the front lines. These brave, heroic, and skillful nurses tended to the overwhelming needs of the wounded, sick, and dying. The most noted and well-known of the Arizona nurses who served overseas was Ina E. Giddings. She enlisted in the U.S. Army Nurses Corps in 1918. Ina Giddings volunteered to go to France, where she served for almost 2 years as a physiotherapist. At times, Nurse Giddings was the only woman on the ward, helping many wounded young men recover from their devastating injuries. The Arizona women of World War I were part of a noble and heroic group of dedicated women who served their country and Arizona with honor and fortitude. The American Legion, Department of Arizona, remembering the heroes of the past, encouraging the heroes of the future, helping veterans for 100 years. Honor, duty, country. The American Legion, Department of Arizona, commemorating the 100th anniversary of the American Legion.